I said, hey, hey, welcome to the Man Cave Happy Hour. I said, hey, hey, welcome to the Man Cave Happy Hour. We're gonna drink a fine whiskey and smoke a really fine cigar.
It is time for happy hour. It is the Man Cave Happy Hour. Whiskey, cigar, spirits, and the stories that go along with it. I'm Jamie Flanagan.
I am not August Gitschlag.
No, that's Matt Fox. I'm August Gitschlag.
I got to keep it going.
Every
you
year.
know? I
Doing
got
it
to
for a
keep it
couple
going.
years now.
Yeah, keep it going.
So, Podcast Your Voice Studios in border there, Berkeley and Southfield. I got a little upgrade today.
Well, is it an upgrade? Is it just another room? Is it a different setting?
We have the Man Cave Parlor. We added on the Man Cave Parlor.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the Man Cave Suite was fun, but we figured, you know what? Yeah, we need a cocktail parlor.
This is our stand-up comedy edition of it.
Yeah, we're doing the stand-up because I couldn't afford the stool.
Can we get it about an inch? Let's get it an inch higher. It covers up all the guts.
All the guts.
All the guts, yeah. It just
All
kind
the
of
guts.
sink down. How's that?
All the guts got to cover.
Yes.
All,
So many light rings, though.
all
I'm not
the
used to
guts.
that either.
Yeah.
Eh,
Well, you know.
Don't look into the light, Ray.
It's like we're creators now.
Light.
Don't look into the light, Ray.
Yeah,
Yes, we're content creators.
We're influencers.
Yeah.
I got a story about influencing and people reaching out to us. I got a reach around for the Man Cave.
Oh, wait.
And then they pulled it back.
Wait,
It
is that a
hurt.
thing?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So, but August, how's your week, man? How'd your feather bowling? Where'd you end up? You were running?
Remember last Tuesday? After I left here, I went to the champion. We went to the finals.
Yeah.
We were up 8-2 and lost 10-8 at Kelly's Bar. So that was kind of a bummer. But I did spend my weekend immersed in the NFL draft experience.
Oh yeah, that's
huge.
I was downtown
Nationwide.
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
I
I
think
actually went in on Saturday and was like, "Whoa, what a production!"
Uh-huh.
I saw Mr. Irrelevant get drafted on Saturday.
Mr. Irrelevant?
Last pick of the draft. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, hey. Well, that's something, right?
Yeah, that was kind
You
of.
never know. It's with the guy. He was like second to last, and
Brock
almost
Purdy.
went to the Super
Brock
Bowl.
Purdy took him to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
when he was Mr. Irrelevant.
Oh
so.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
It was a good
See,
time.
Sports ball, I don't know.
Yeah.
I knew it was something. He
Yes.
was close, and
Yes,
I heard that there was a lot of things to do. If you didn't have tickets to get inside to where the big production
Well, it
was
was
at the
free.
stage, but there was a lot of things to do around downtown.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, once you got in, they had a lot more of Woodward closed off than you thought. I mean, you had to walk a half mile to get to
okay.
Jeez.
the big old stage.
So there's nothing wrong with parking in Hamtramck and then
Might as well
walking.
just,
Well, I parked at we had people parked at Eastern Market and walked
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
I parked at Cass Tech and walked over. It was
Okay,
great.
right on.
But I was
Wow.
going to Greektown most of the time.
Yeah.
It was, you
Fair
know,
enough.
My office is in the district, Foxtown,
Mhm,
where I work currently. And so I parked at Cass Tech. I mean, that Thursday parking was $100,
Right.
$80.
I saw that.
I paid $35 over by Cass Tech. I thought I was getting away with something in a district of Detroit.
Yeah.
So, and I was getting away with something. I told people like, where 35? Yeah, and I walked 8 minutes to get here. But,
I could have walked in from St. Clair Shores.
Yeah.
Really.
Mhm.
So yeah, it was that's what kept me away. It was like, oh, free event, but it's like $100 a park.
Yeah,
I
it shouldn't have
might
kept
keep-
you away. There's
might-
people that parked way up north and took the queue line down.
Yeah.
Trust me, people were there, and it was a very, from all the stories I've heard, it was a no knucklehead situation.
And I was
Yeah.
listening to the news, so either they quashed anything ridiculous or there was nothing too ridiculous.
I was there during the day twice and at night twice and never heard a siren.
because our
Right.
Greektown
Yeah.
over the last couple of summers has been a little rambunctious.
Well, I was in Greektown, and I will tell you that Saturday night at about 10 o'clock,
Gets
I
a
leaned
little
over to the lady and
rambunctious.
said, I think it's time to go. It just got very young. It got
It's,
really young really fast.
yeah,
Sure.
And with young comes dumb. So it just got really young.
Fair
And
enough.
We're like, okay, you know
Yeah,
what?
well,
I'm not.
That's
I'm
called
not
keeping your
19
head.
anymore. So let's just get out of here.
No.
That's
Yeah,
called
what it
keeping
is.
your head on a swivel, paying attention to your
Bounce up to
surroundings.
Tocoroa or go somewhere else a little farther north and enjoy the rest of the night. You know?
Well done.
Exactly.
We ended up at the Mongos.
But still, we beat a record. Detroit beat a record for the NFL draft attendance.
Yeah.
you know?
And I don't see Green Bay topping that next year. I don't.
No?
The closest one to us was Nashville, and that was like pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Oh,
We did it
geez.
right on Broadway,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
pretty,
Yeah.
kind of a banging spot.
It was good
to do
numbers. Good numbers.
Very good
for
numbers.
the city.
Yeah. All around great.
That Jermaine Jordan, he's the historian for the city of Detroit.
Mhm.
He went through, he had a really cool, I'm going to get him on the City of Champions podcast. I'd like to get him on with us too.
Sure.
He's a cool guy. but he went through like all the events in Detroit because people are like, well, this hasn't happened since the 68. And he's like, well, no. He goes, the parades for the Pistons were huge. The parades for the Red Wings were huge.
Mm-hmm.
The World Series, the Super Bowl when it was here was really, really big.
And I was in on all of that. There was a different vibe.
Yes.
I felt a different feeling. Probably Super Bowl was, of course, in February. So it's cold.
Right.
A little bit chilly.
There's different kind of parties, different kind of makeshift bars. And
right.
there were lots of tent parties downtown. A lot of them were free. A lot of them didn't do as well as they expected. They had a good opening day type day on Thursday. Then they're like, okay.
Yeah.
By Saturday, there's bands playing to 6 people.
Yeah.
But there's just a lot of those tents. Once you went into the draft experience, you really didn't get out.
Yeah.
You were in that zone and you were in there.
Right.
Right. So
it was fun. It seemed like it was fast and furious with the announcements.
Yeah.
We're watching it on
especially
TV.
Saturday. Yeah. They went quick. They only had 7 minutes. They were flying through.
Yeah.
Wow. They knew who they wanted.
And the Lions did well.
Yes.
Yeah.
They did draft an experiment.
Sports ball.
They did draft an experiment, but I'm
340-pound Canadian who's
what was it? What was his 40-yard dash time?
Oh, it was something absurd, like a 4.9.
Yeah, it's 350 pounds barreling at you like that. Come on, that's not an experiment. That's true.
There was 3 different
I love
networks
these
covering the draft too. You had ESPN, you had NFL Network, and you had ABC.
Uh-huh.
So whichever one I had on at the time was like, they could just start this guy for the Pistons. They could probably use him more than the Lions.
Well, he was a basketball player in high school, so
6'8", you better be. You better be.
We were teasing the whiskey, and it's rye whiskey today, and it's bottled in bond, and it's Rittenhouse.
One of my favorites.
So bottled in bond, we just talked about that before. Bottled in bond means it's 100 proof. What else? The Bottled in Bond Act of 1879. Because whiskey, people were like putting like just a drop of whiskey and then spittoons,
coloring.
anything in it, and so they really tried to level the field on what could be sold.
Yeah, it's a standard. It's definitely a standard.
And then the government wanted its money, and so they started, a bonded warehouse, and it's coming out 100 proof. So,
always,
yeah. So it's been federally bonded for its whole life there. So at least 4 years. Yada, yada, yada. So, but that's a bottled in bond. And Rittenhouse Rye is bottled in bond. We have 2.
We got 2 different ones
to dive into. We have a store pick, a barrel pick from Yvonne, our friend Yvonne at A&B Liquor. And then we have the shelf.
And this is what I've been advocating for all along. I've had so many barrel picks of different whiskeys over the years. And until you really try it next to the shelf, you don't really know what you're getting.
Right. And I asked Yvonne, I'm like, okay, I go, so a bottle of Rittenhouse is like, I think 26-ish. His barrel pick was going for 39.
Yeah, and that's fair.
Right.
That's what they travel down, they pick it out. That's what it's supposed to be.
You got to cover expenses.
And so I asked him, I said, now, what's the taste like? He goes, Jamie, he goes, it's nice. He goes, it is way different. He goes, it is completely different. And he goes, and it's gorgeous. And I'm like, all right. Well, he didn't say gorgeous. That's my word. But
this is the same man that said, you know what? You guys have to try this. It's called Old Soul, and you'll never go back. Same guy. So we have to trust his judgment here, right?
Old Soul is
So
good stuff.
I'm sad.
A Mississippi whiskey we never knew existed till that day.
Right?
I'm so sad that it's almost gone.
Wow.
Got a couple of drams.
No, it is gone. It is gone.
It's gone. All gone.
It's gone, guys.
All gone. Just a couple of drams left on that. What do we know about? You were gonna rye whiskey. What you were gonna tell me?
Well, rye is basically it's not a natural grain in America.
Okay.
It was actually brought over by the Dutch.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and the first rye harvests were the old New Amsterdam, as they're called now, Manhattan. And basically,
Istanbul,
Pennsylvania Dutch wanted to make whiskey, and they had a lot of rye. Rye was their flavor from back home. So all rye.
Yeah,
we're going to do soon.
Yes. And that's where the rye whiskey originated. Now, of course, corn and other ingredients became much cheaper and easier.
Yeah.
So that's what we're used to here. That's kind of what took over the market. But I've always had a soft spot for rye whiskeys.
Rittenhouse has always been one of my favorites as far as a rye goes. And when I'm out and about and I'm playing around, I see a Rittenhouse, you know what? Give me a Rittenhouse.
It's an affordable bottle.
Yeah.
It's an affordable pour. And that's what it's, that's what pulls me to it because I'm cheap.
Well, a lot of mixologists
Except
actually.
This bar is not cheap.
I use
Classy.
This is classy. This is classy.
Bar.
But a lot of bartenders, a lot of folks, they like to use the Rittenhouse Rye as the mixer because it's not complacent. It's actually it holds its own in a cocktail itself. That's what's so good about the Rittenhouse Rye, I feel. So,
Where's it come from?
Where's it come from? It comes from Philadelphia. It's on the Heaven Hill.
Heaven Hill.
Yeah, it's part of the Heaven Hill family.
All right.
Yeah. So, but the tasting notes that you might get this because the color on this, it's a darker. So when folks see a dark bourbon or a rye, they think it's going to be spicy, but this has got a really nice mahogany flavor to it. And when you try it, you might get a little bit of your dried fruit maybe out of it. You might get a little bit of, you're going to get that toffee. You're going to get that vanilla, of course, but a little sweet pepper maybe. But I'm curious how the barrel pick here that Yvonne did, how it's going to stand up to that shelf, because that is a staple. It's the same thing every single time. But what did they do differently from A&B Liquor that's going to give us a different idea?
These barrels, no matter whose it is, no matter what style, it's a Buffalo Trace, it's Elijah Craig. It's usually they just oak the snot out of it, or they vanilla barrel it or something different like that. I did not catch what this makes this bottle in there, what their selling point is to make this one a little special. That's usually all I expect is a double oaked flavor or a little more caramely.
Okay.
Right.
Something like that.
That's fair.
All right. So what do we want to do? Well, this was Yvonne and the guys at A&B Liquor. They came up with this. They did this pick with Heaven Hill for this bottle. And it was a partnership with the Raven Club in Ann Arbor. So there's a bar. It's a speakeasy kind of bar. In Ann Arbor, could you pour me one?
Okay, we're gonna have the shelf life.
The shelf is first.
Shelf is first.
Well, I was going to say,
right.
Do we want to
on your right?
I was kind of like, should we try to do a blind somehow? I was going to pour them and then make you bring them.
Nah, it'd be very.
I was like, all right.
I didn't know there was going to be a test.
I was like, well, we're rolling. So, but yeah. So if you wanted to try this, if you're in the Metro Detroit area, A&B Liquor to get the bottled and bond one. Or get the barrel pick one that we're going to try, or if you're in the Metro Detroit area and you're in the Ann Arbor area, the Raven Club, they have it there because this was a partnership between the two.
A&B and Ravens Club?
A&B and Raven Club, which is weird because A&B is like north of people know the Metro Detroit area.
Yeah,
they're like north of M59 and Ann Arbor.
I would be remiss
the other way.
After talking about the draft so much, I did not mention that I spent basically the entire weekend with our friends at Firebird Tavern. I was with Owen and Tony that whole weekend. They spent time in their tent, tried their barrel aged tequila. They go, as soon as this is over, give us 2 or 3 days and call us. We'll come to a show.
All right.
So just want to recover.
Yeah. They always have to thank them. They're our glassware sponsors.
Yes.
None of their glasses are on the bar right now.
My friends and I wristbands all week. So they sponsored even more.
Hey, right on. All right. So the one on the right is
your retail bat.
Is the retail bottle. I went with the 1,000. I was like, 1,000 milliliter bottle is bigger.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
I was value shopping.
Where are you value
shopping? Were you looking at how many milliliters per penny? Yeah. All right.
Yeah. I squeaked a couple of.
Yeah. You save some money.
So bloody cheap. I swear.
Ooh, I like that nose. I've always liked the nose on the Rittenhouse. It's just one of my favorites.
I don't know if I've studied the Rittenhouse. We've done we've done it for cocktails.
We have done it for but on the nose, it feels like it's going to feel like it's going to burn. Right, it's going to have that warmth.
100 proof to me.
Yeah.
Can I have a splash?
Just on the nose, you feel like it's going to happen.
Oh, fair play.
You want a glass there, Foxy?
I'm good.
Just a rinse in between.
Yeah.
So, all right.
This is one of my favorite ryes in the marketplace today. If there's something that if I've never tried, I might do this. But if I just really don't want to think.
So, what's the word when you're doing a bourbon? What's the one big word?
What do you mean?
What in the nose? What's the one major in a bourbon?
In a bourbon, it's spice.
The caramel.
Well, right? Yeah.
So I'm getting a very light way on the back end caramel.
Are you on the back?
Very light caramel.
The back of your nose.
There's a little bit, very light.
I really do.
I'm not getting a ton of spice, but I haven't sipped it yet.
I do get the toffee because I put my nose in this a few times, and I am getting that toffee on the back end.
You love sticking your nose where it doesn't belong, Matt.
Well, you don't know me. Well, yeah, you do.
Oh. I just cleared with water and then gave it a sniff.
It's going to be the second sip on this one.
I'm getting
it's so good.
Getting not a heavy mint, but like a gum, from a chewing gum.
Not double
that's
mint.
Been on your
juicy fruit.
No, not super. No, nothing super gummy like that, but just light on that.
It's not a Mentos.
Second sip was much better after I did water, because that first one just blew up my palate. Right, I haven't had any whiskey in my, just like fries your tongue. Then you got to do that second sip. I even brought some cubes. He wants to try it with a little chill.
All right, so there is that hint of that toffee caramel on the back end, because I've had this twice. I've sipped on it twice now. Ooh, it's hanging on. But yeah, that caramel just likes to hang around in the back of the throat. I really like that. That's yummy stuff.
And it's nice about the Rittenhouse. We've done it because we've done it with cocktails. Mm-hmm. It holds up in a cocktail.
It does. Ooh. And this is definitely a favorite.
Are you getting nut in the second? Are you nutting? I'm 12. Did you get a little nut there on the second time around? Anybody?
When Matt said juicy fruit, I absolutely got suddenly I felt that little
twinge of that's the dried fruit that's coming out. Yeah,
felt like a juicy fruit.
That's the dried fruit that's in there, right?
Maybe a dried fruit of some sort.
I'm trying to place the dried fruit. I don't want to say cranberry. I want to say more of a nice
it gets more complicated on the sips.
Yeah.
Like I like my women, they get more and more complicated.
Each time you sip them,
it's safe. Folks. It's safe because Colleen never ever watches.
Hi, Colleen.
I know. And then the last time I said that,
yep,
right
she was watching.
Episode, guess what she did?
She was watching.
She watched it. That was the one she watched. There you go.
That's the way it works, man. Oh man, this is one of my.
But it is. It's getting a little more complex. With each sip. I haven't. You added the ice cube to it.
I did.
I have never been disappointed with Rittenhouse.
No,
with the Rittenhouse Rye, I've never been
Rittenhouse Rye and the straight up Sazerac Rye.
Right.
Are like those are the two I grab. I see on the shelf. Bam. Wasn't
it the Sazerac that one the one TV show? Brackmeyer. Yes, thank you.
I have 2 bottles of Saz just sitting waiting till I can find.
You can taste the jazz
until we can find some Brackmeyer jackets.
Right.
I have Brackmeyer jackets. You need them?
I need 3 of them.
I
acted like I was always something I was supposed to provide.
No, you didn't know.
Because I was I went to Value Village today, and there was one that was close, but it was I got them. It was like close, and it was like I was like, put it on. I'm like, okay, maybe it's not dark red enough, but they're red. And then I put it on. I'm like, fat guy in a little coat. I'm like, no, this ain't gonna fit any of us. So
shut up, dickhead. I mean it.
I'm gonna have to slice it down the back and just.
I'll even talk like an announcer for the entire podcast.
Yeah. Oh, if we could get Hank Azaria on, that would be.
Okay, the barrel pick is a whole different taste.
Oh, did you already try it?
Yeah,
he just dove into it.
Okay.
Wow.
I mean,
with the ice cube, it makes it a little different.
Much more flavor. Sorry, much more flavor to it. That's they probably double. Do they write up what the difference is?
No,
they give us anything?
No. There's nothing. The label is the same except on the front. There's just what rick house it came from, and when it was barreled. So, it was barreled in 18. And I guess just bottled within the last year, probably. So 4 years, 18. Well, no, 6 years almost. And depending on when they pulled it.
There's a minimum there, right?
4 for bottled and bond. Yeah.
Oh, they're
Rickhouse A floor 5 of Heaven Hill. If that means anything to anybody.
Hey,
you were there.
This has got more of a.
Oh yeah.
No.
This has got more of a, in not a bad way, but it's got more of a perfume smell than the off the shelf.
I wouldn't fight on that.
It's like a sweeter perfume type smell on the nose. That's kind of what I'm getting off of it. It's not as.
The bite seems more of a bite.
Yeah,
I was going to go the other way. I was going to go the other way.
No, because the shelf one isn't like a. Everybody wants stronger, but 100 is pretty good point. 100
100 is good enough.
100 good enough. 101.
Good enough.
100, 101.
I'm fine.
Yeah. Even, the Buffalo Traces and all those at the, 85 and 90 and 80.
See, I'm
okay with
I feel like Off the Shelf has got a little bit more of a warmth bite to it on the initial sip than the barrel pick here.
Let me use my usual palate cleanser of a potato chip.
Potatoes.
No, I'm not getting. I'm getting the warmth, but after the fact. But at the onset, it's not.
On the first sip, on the first sip, it was on the onset for me.
So that's what I really enjoy about doing this is that every one of us, we have a different palate, and that's the whole point. You have to remember.
I'm a whiskey judge. I'm just a consumer.
Yeah. Well, yeah, aren't we all?
Yeah.
I'm enjoying this barrel pick.
I mean, I can tell you the ones I didn't like but these.
Yeah,
these are both fine. I mean, the Rittenhouse Off the Shelf is great anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I do like this barrel pick.
Are you getting any grassy on the barrel pick?
And that's where I said perfume because it's kind of an earthy,
It's got some fresh cut grass in to it on the smell.
Yeah. I mean, I really stuck my nose in it and
yeah, well,
maybe that's just boogers. I don't know.
No, I mean, it's been an allergy. It's allergy season here in Michigan.
No, but it does hang on very nicely. The oils that are in there, that they did a nice pick. They really did. It's a nice pepper. It's a sweet pepper.
As the continuing sips on the more and more spice coming through. I was like, there's those are like acorns. I was like, is that a bee on there? No, it's like acorns or something.
Save the bees.
Yeah.
No, this is they did a really nice job with this pick. And you said it was bottled in this year, but
2018, barreled in 2018.
Barreled in 2018. So it's been sitting for 4 years.
Yeah,
6. It's 6 years now. So
the big boy with his math.
You said there'd be no math again. It's
probably 5. It's probably 5. Yeah, is my impression there'd be
no math.
No math. All right.
But it's got to be at least 4 years. It's got to be at least 4 years old. So
for the bottom line,
yeah. So did they give it a couple extra years just so it can mature?
Extra months. And these guys, Yvonne and I was at Big Tony's today. I was at the wine garden. They do so many barrels. It's Tony is so generous. Yvonne's so generous. But Tony lets us go in the back room.
Yes.
And it's funny because we'll be there and there'll be like cases and cases, something. And we're like, dude, what is that? It's like,
and meanwhile, we're trying to Chris Stapleton swill.
Yeah.
And there's thousands of dollars of wholly decent, amazing whiskeys and bourbons.
I know. He's like, don't let that get in the shot because I don't want anybody to know I have that yet. I'm going to release it. He goes, I got some stickers. I'm going to release that later. And we're like, all right. So sometimes they'll get it and they'll sit on it. So I'm curious if, maybe the Raven Club had it for a while and now Yvonne had it. But when I was in the store, it was probably 2-3 weeks ago when I picked this up at A&B Liquor. They had a fair share of it on the shelf. And here's the thing, what I think people go Rittenhouse, they're like, oh, poo, Rittenhouse,
But no, wait,
because
there's more.
And it's not exorbitantly priced up. You're still getting a barrel pick for under $50
at $40-some. That's still fantastic.
That's a steal.
It's way under $50. Yeah. So
for the quality of Rittenhouse,
I think it's under 40. I don't want to. I'm talking.
You have to like the 100 proof whiskey feel,
right?
Because it is all of that, and not everyone does,
right?
But and not everyone drinks it this way. Like I'm going to have when I'm done with this, when we're done here, I'm going to make an old fashioned out of one. And just gonna see.
I might have to take you up on one of those.
And I'll use some of that little old fashioned mix I got.
All right.
For my adventures in Frankenmuth and see if we can't enjoy it another way.
Yeah.
See if we like it.
No, I've always been a fan of Rittenhouse Rye. I've always been a fan of it. And when I see it out, like I said, when I'm playing out and about and I see it on the shelf and I don't want to make a choice, I see that and I go for it because I enjoy it. I know what I'm going to get. But they did Rittenhouse a favor by their barrel pick. They did a really nice pick.
They did. So
you
could become a fan of this if you had this at the Raven Club.
Mm-hmm.
And you went and got the shelf one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you would be disappointed.
Mm-mm.
No,
right? It's different.
No,
it is different.
From tasting it at the bar to by the time you buy it and get it home. Are you? Because like you said, you wanted to try them side by side to
Yeah, and let's be honest, who's going to see the bottle of Templeton on the say, oh, give me that neat. It's not really how you do it in the bars. You're putting it in a cocktail. You're either getting a Manhattan,
unless it's like
an old fashioned,
or the the Whistle Pig 10,000. Whatever.
So yeah, that's how I enjoy mine. Rarely do I have it neat. That's a special occasions and a special bottle. You know,
if I'm gonna
do special guys
when you're at a cigar place or what have you, I always get I won't do a cocktail at a cigar bar. I'll do it in an ice cube. A big round ice cube is how I really like to enjoy a rye or a bourbon with the cigar. I don't want a cocktail because of the sugars and everything that are in there. It kind of, gets into the taste of the cigar itself. So I like to try to make sure I'm staying true to what I'm drinking.
Yeah, I mean, right? I do have a couple of go-to sippers. I love my Wild Turkey. I love my Elijah Craig Rye.
Right.
My Wild Turkey Rare Breed. They have bottled up in the Rare Breed Rye. They have a Painted Lady. That I'll just have a sip of that with a Guinness and I'm happy as can be. And I'm out.
Right. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm getting grassy. Now that we've gone through this a couple times, I'm still getting grassy. But at the Painted Lady, they got some nice bourbons up at the Painted Lady to try. When you do it, when you get a fancy pour at the Painted Lady, do you do it on the rocks? Do you do it straight? What do you do?
The first one's always straight.
Yeah.
I will do straight neat. I want to taste everything I'm going to taste.
Yeah.
Give them all, give them the full notes, all that stuff. That's how I compare it to the other things I've drank. You can always dial it up. You can dial up anything. Put all kinds of perfume on the stuff.
Yeah. But we're kind of with the Painted Lady, you more than me. Me when I'm with you on the home team, they're very generous.
Yes.
But actually they are very generous.
They're very generous anyway.
Generally speaking.
Yes.
You can walk in cold and people,
their bottles are priced at the price point when they bought them, what that fair price is, not necessarily, like what it runs for now on the open market,
Right.
So they're pretty good about that.
So, all right. So we talked about, we're going to turn this into an old fashioned, right? We're going to do this into an old fashioned.
Sure.
In just a minute.
Yeah.
Do we want to do it here now? Do we want to?
I ain't scared.
I'm not.
I'm thinking. So when you make an old fashioned, when you're making it at home from scratch without the little Santa's little helper kit.
Well, I don't exactly have simple syrup laying around the house. I don't really have that usually. It's basically just the it's called Detroit River old fashions. We just take your whiskey and the bitters and ice and if you have some orange, great, but. I don't have simple syrup necessarily laying around the house.
Okay.
Right.
So some people just muddle some sugar in there and shake it up. I don't. I still stir it up. So I have some. I'll grab what I have here.
Yeah. So Matt, when you make an old fashioned at home, what do you make? How do you make the old fashioned?
I do have the simple syrups. The syrups at home, Woodford Reserve. They have a really nice old fashioned mix
or a pre-made cocktail.
It's just the mix.
Okay.
And I actually add my bourbon or whatever to it, and that's how I make mine. Because I don't have the time to muddle sugar and all that jazz. So
here's the thing. So what I got a thing of simple syrup for like making cocktails. But then I have and I got them here too. I have for coffee. So I bought a bigger box to do it to make old fashions. So we have I got the natural sugar, the brown
sugar in the raw
sugar. Yeah, sugar in the raw. So I'll do that when I'm at home. I sacrifice a Luxardo. Did you bring the Luxardos out?
I did not.
Oh, all right. Grab the Luxardo. So I sacrifice the Luxardo to the old fashioned gods and muddle it down with the sugar.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And then I hit it with the bitters and I muddle a little bit more. And so then I pour in the bourbon and stir.
So you're a lot more involved with that than I am, because I just I pour, stir, done.
Yeah.
If I have an orange, I'll do the rim or
whatever's on the grill. I got 6 minutes before I got to flip it. So there's 6 minutes.
That's very, very fair.
I got 6 minutes.
What do we have? Whose glass is here in the middle?
This is me. This is 6 minutes. Plenty of time to
get that water out of there.
Oh, water! What are you trying to kill me?
Just use your Glencairn, sure.
Oh yeah, just use Glencairn here.
Pagans using Glencairns
For an old fashioned.
So I was trying, what were we doing? Oh, we tried that hideous bacon that I made.
That was last week.
Hideous.
That was our last episode, man. It wasn't hideous.
Well,
in fact, I can still taste the bacon today, a week later.
Everything I wanted it to be.
Still burping up bacon fat.
A little bit.
Are we doing babies? Look at All right. Fair play.
I only got so much of the.
You want to pour a little bit of mine into yours there, August?
I'm good.
No, all right.
Good. Yeah.
Let the man in the middle have the big one.
All right.
That's so I already did. But yeah, so I was emptying out bottles, and I had some of that Travelers. There was just a little bit left. I was going to use that Travelers whiskey bottle to put the my rendered bacon into.
It's actually pretty good.
And I'm like, I'll put it into my infinity bottle.
The bacon?
I put it in my infinity bottle. I go, I think I just killed my infinity bottle. So I went, because I have a bunch of bourbons I haven't put into my infinity bottles. So I grabbed a bunch of like the really good ones. And I'm like, sorry. I'm sorry.
You apologize to your drinks?
He apologized. The infinity bottle is not something to mess around with, because once you screw up, you have to start all over again.
Well, no, it changes every time, and that's the beauty of it.
But you added what to it?
The Traveler.
The bacon,
which wasn't
infused.
No, I didn't do the bacon in.
I thought you did.
No. I emptied the Traveler out into the infinity bottle to use the Traveler bottle to bring the bacon here.
Okay, now I get it.
Yeah.
I'm catching on a little bit.
But the Traveler wasn't stellar. Agreed.
Yeah, agreed.
It wasn't stellar. So
I'm not going to disagree.
Right, so we'll, so I was like, I had the Woodford. I had a Woodford double oaked. I had a Buffalo Trace store pick from Tony. Is the Milky Way one, which I've had at home and I haven't shared with you guys. Sorry.
I wouldn't
come over now that the deck is clean. But all right. So
hot tub time machine.
Turn this into an old fashioned. So yeah, that's what I do. So either if I have the pre-made simple syrup, so if I'm in a rush, I just go squirt, throw a cherry in, stir, bitters, done. But I'll do that with the put a packet of the whole grain sugar in it, and then muddle it all up. Motor City Hypnotist, that is
the barrel pick.
That's the barrel pick.
That's the barrel pick.
Is this the good one?
That is the barrel pick.
They're both good.
They're both good.
The whole point was to side by side them and see if you notice a big difference.
So yeah,
do you guys have a preference?
I like them both. I enjoy them both.
Wow, would I pick one over the other?
I honestly wouldn't pick one over the other. I'm going to go get a bottle of that. The only one I've ever chased a bottle of was the Old Soul.
Yeah,
I have a bottle of that.
But it's always good to go.
Don't go there.
We should never talk about that again.
Too soon.
It's always good to go see Yvonne and his crew.
Yeah, the A&B guys, sure.
And but yeah, so if you do that, Jamie had this on the track. But so
usually it's one of our kids working behind. They're like, "Oh, I know your podcast." So this is the old fashioned mix. This is what I got. I got this from Frankenmuth.
Yeah,
this is Bitter Milk 1. It's a cocktail mixer, bourbon barrel aged old fashioned, and it's it says add it to one shot.
Oh, nice.
God knows I split it.
You did.
It was the three of us. I couldn't imagine having this in one shot.
My back teeth would be like.
Yeah.
How much bourbon did you put to the one thing?
Oh, geez. I had I probably put 3-4 ounces in the cup and
so like a double. You doubled it at least.
I quadrupled the bourbon amount and then put one of these in, and I think it's just right. I mean,
because it says one shot of bourbon.
Yeah, one shot of bourbon or rye. I'm like, whoa.
So is it 1 2-ounce shot or one shot? It says one
probably
shot.
Yeah, it's probably taking a 2-ounce shot. I think it's fine like this. I think more. I think I'd be brown sugar. My
It is brown sugar.
Diabetes. Yeah,
it is brown.
So the mix replaces the bitters, the sweet, whatever you're putting in for that, the simple syrup.
Oh,
yep.
Did you bring this?
No, you didn't bring your spoon. Sorry, buddy.
Spoon or the.
So really, it saves you the step of having to do the simple syrup and measure the bitters
and you're supposed to do like a express an orange into it as well.
Right.
There we are. There's your spoon. You can't have.
There's enough sweet in there. I don't want more of the syrup, but not too much more. The syrup, I like when I put the syrup in it because it darkens it.
Oh, it's great though. The Luxardo syrup is just like heaven.
Anybody else on the?
You know what?
I'll drop a cherry.
Have you tried that straight up first?
He's
Okay.
doing it.
Okay, good.
Right
Oh,
now.
the written?
like
Yeah.
a
He's doing the single.
Yeah, the
barrel
Rittenhouse,
pick
it's a gorgeous
all by
thing.
itself.
neat.
It was all by
Sweet in
myself.
there.
All right, I'll throw one in here, just because I do enjoy a Luxardo cherry.
You know,
Absolutely.
yeah. You know, once again, that's like my favorite thing. Colleen's like, "Are you gonna finish that cocktail?" And I'm like,
Eventually,
Just letting that
I'm
cherry
like,
soak it up.
when I do, man, it's
Here's
like,
your standard off the shelf.
This is the regular, right?
That's your regular. That's your retail store bottle. Yeah, sure. Give me some Luxardo. Sure. I'm not going to pass up a
and
cherry.
the
Come on
price
now.
point difference between the two of these, David. You know, you're looking at what, $30, $25, $26 for the off the shelf, and
Mhm.
the store pick was around $37, $38.
yep,
Jamie,
yep.
Oh, that's
So-
not a huge difference.
No,
No,
not at all.
No.
That's
And you're getting a barrel pick for, you know, under. I don't want to speak out of school, but I
Under $50.
guarantee
Under
it's under
$50.
50.
Under 50 is all.
99% sure it was under 40. Go on, tell Yvonne. Said Jamie said you get it for $49.99.
you'll say that Jamie guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
$39.99. Yeah,
You pay 70.
$39.99. Yeah, no, I didn't pay. No,
They'll
I didn't
invoice you,
pay
they'll
70
invoice you
on a
for
bottle of
$30.
wine.
Don't worry.
he would have really had to been like used car salesman me to go 70 on a Rittenhouse
Yeah.
barrel pick.
Yeah.
Just because of the value that the regular Rittenhouse is. But if he did, I trust him enough. I would trust him enough that I would pay for that. Because I trust him that explicitly that if he said it's worth that.
And your
I
oil
would do
changes are completely on the house for the entire time you have your lease as well. So
that is it. That's good. Good call on the old fashioned.
yeah, very good call.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm glad I brought that stuff up here.
Well
Yeah.
done. Well done. All right, there you go.
Wow, that was fun.
Yeah. That's it.
I'm glad that we did Rittenhouse because
Dave, what do you think about the
my favorite?
the
setup?
the man cave parlor? The
Yeah,
man cave parlor here. We built on the man cave parlor to the podcast Your
this
Voice.
is beautiful
studio.
because you get your bottles here. They stay in the camera the whole time.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
know what you're doing.
Right.
You know, we're standing. But
It's
that's
the man
not
cave.
a big
It's
deal.
the man cave parlor. I was too cheap to buy the stools. They were.
Oh
Well,
no!
no one wants
the
to
bar
look
is
at us.
fantastic.
No one
I
wants
got
to see our backs when
I
we're
got
doing
a hella
podcast.
deal. But the stools
put 'em
are
on
the
this
stools
side.
are very. I know. Yeah.
There's
It
also
would
a nice
really
look
cover
to
our
have 'em
guts.
over
It
there.
would
I
really
know,
cover our
I know.
guts.
There's a rail on this side. You
It
put your foot up
is.
when you
Yeah.
sit on the
I
stool
know.
like in a bar.
This is where this is staying.
Yeah,
There was
absolutely.
So, the man cave parlor. We added on to the podcast Your Voice studios
Mhm.
to include the man cave.
Tell us what you
parlor.
think in the comments.
It's the
Yeah.
parlor. It's the parlor wing.
It's the parlor wing.
Yeah.
So so it's if you want to come in, you're welcome. Just record a podcast or have a cocktail. One of the
Or
two.
sit down and-
or both.
Join us.
We're gonna
Mm-hmm.
do a man cave because Randy, you guys know Randy Walker.
Yes, we do.
Sure.
IT and the D and everything else.
Cut it out, Randy.
Everything else, Randy. He
Damn
was
it,
like-
Randy.
You
He
guys,
was like now accepting applications for deck parties.
Oh, for patio.
Yeah,
Taking
yeah,
on your patio.
parties. And I was like, oh, he must like cats because I was cleaning mine and the Percy cat's like laying there going. I'm like, you have to like cats.
Book now, filling up fast.
But here, Dave, we're gonna do it on Monday. And you'll record the hypnotist on my deck if you're cool with that. You can bring your lady if you
absolutely.
want,
Yeah.
or just
Bring
you,
your bathing
whatever.
suit. There's a hot tub.
Absolutely.
There's a hot tub, right? So
maybe we'll do it in the hot tub.
We're
Topless
gonna-
podcasting. Not
we'll
only.
do, here it goes.
You first.
Here it goes. Here it goes.
Oh,
Here it
boy.
goes. Here it
Oh.
goes. No, stop. Okay. All right. I lifted. It's up. Okay. I just threw up my mouth. All right. So, so we're gonna do a man cave happy hour from the deck
Nice.
at my house, and then since it's gonna be a
Well, I saw
Monday-
that your cat is enjoying the deck.
yes.
Yes, I saw that. So,
We'll drag you in and we'll do the hypnotist there. too.
perfect. Yeah.
Summertime, it's not dark. By the time we're done, it's
Mhm.
still white out.
You know what? It's a shorter drive home at that point for me as well. So game on, man.
Where you at, Jamie?
At 16 and Adams.
Oh,
Right on the border
That's a
of
ways
Troy
out. I
and-
might need to get a hotel room.
No, I think
We got a spare room. You can.
Oh, there we go.
There's that.
There we go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's Colin moved out. We got all kinds of spare rooms now. The
There's
boys
like 4
gone.
couches in the
We
living
got all
room.
kinds
Yeah.
of space. Yeah, seriously.
Yeah,
just-
I'm not kidding.
I'll just sleep in the hot tub. I mean,
Oh.
you know,
Happened. It's happened. It's happened.
don't worry. I won't pull a Matthew Perry. Wait, too
Oh,
soon?
man.
Too soon?
Ooh.
Wow. Really?
Pivot. You better
Oh,
pivot.
ouch!
Pivot.
Well, this Rittenhouse
I'm
is
Matt
some great
Fox.
stuff.
Pivot.
As we were carrying this in,
Pivot.
and we're just carrying into the man cave parlor. We're bringing this bar in today, bringing it up the stairs, and I'm like, pivot, and he's like, you're not funny.
Yeah,
I'm like, a little bit.
A little bit. It
was some woman who was trying to get in while we were trying to get in. Like, we should stop and let her in before.
Oh, she have to wait for you,
before
right?
We fumble through the door.
Today in the news, lady dies while guys moving furniture.
Crushed by a bar.
Parlor bar.
All right.
All right.
More coming. mancavehappyhour.com. I'm Jamie Flanagan.
I am Matt Fox.
I am August Gitschlag.
And I am David Wright.
Hi,
Like
David.
us on the socials and tell your friends about us.
All right.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, everyone.
Clink, clink, clink.
Clink, clink,
Just
clink.
a taste.
Mm.
A nice little bit.
Good stuff.
Somebody hit stop.